I am going to show you 2 ways that the Total Golf Trainer can help truly transform your backswing and your impact. And it is so effective. Let's find out how. I'm Alex Forte, this is The Art of Simple Golf. If you're new to us, please like and subscribe. Mostly we're giving very simple golf tips and lessons. Occasionally when we find a very useful piece of equipment or training aids that I know work very effectively and are good value, I'm going to share them with you, all right? What I love about the Total Golf Trainer is that it's not forcing us into positions. We're not having to contrive anything. It's just giving us feedback to kind of know where we either want to be or don't want to be. Does that make sense? We're not being clamped into positions. So when it's taken off, it's hard to find that, to take that step to the next level of swinging without it. Whereas the goal with some of these is actually to swing without it, but to realize that if we're going off kilter at all, it's going to give us that little bit of feedback. All right, so on to the backswing. Many golfers generally struggle with having too narrow a swing or being too rigid with their arms, like trying to go the sort of polar opposite. Now, why is that a good thing or a bad thing? Basically, we want to try and keep arms width, but natural, just as we set up to it. We don't want to try and contrive this motion. We don't want to be too tense. But also what can happen is just trying to make too much of a big rotation or whatever it might be, people get very cramped. And we talk about this quite a lot because it is a swing color. It causes over the top. It causes loads of rubbish, right? So we want a little bit of width and it's going to look something like this. We've got other drills that really help develop this with freedom. But with this Total Golf Trainer, right, we put it on the forearm here. And the idea is we're trying to set it up, okay? So our arms do not bend more than 90 degrees from this angle here, okay? You can be as tough with it as you want, but really, we don't want it going past 90 degrees. And the thing is, when it's at this setting, when I make a backswing, if I bend my arm too quickly or too much, I'm going to feel this touch me. So it's giving me something as a checkpoint to register against. And that's the key. So if I don't hit it, I know that I've made a wider backswing. I've got my trail arm straighter, which is going to give me width and depth. One of the best swing thoughts is to feel like the trail arm is sort of pulling the lead side, okay? So we're pulling the lead side here. But if we pull in with the arms this way and we're too tight, I'm going to hit myself. That arm is too bent. And what happens if it's too bent too early, often the club gets steep and we cast it down. And it's like this, we're too narrow, we're stuck, and we dump it here or we cast the club there, right? We want to almost reverse that so it's straighter and then more languid, right? So it's straighter, and then as we transition down, we get the angle that we need to get through to the impact, which we're going to go on to next. So this device, basically, without it, or if I was to set it up where I can bend it, a lot more, right? So I can have my arm very close and tight here. I can feel that, but look how cramped that is. It's going to be very difficult for me to hit sort of good golf shots, right? If I'm very cramped like this. It's much harder to make a fluid, accurate, consistent golf swing when we're tight like that. So I'm going to set it, okay, where I've got my arm. If I go past 90 degrees, I'm going to touch, right? And it's very simple. It's just got a Velcro. It's got a Velcro strap on it. There's different lengths of rods that you can use. But with this feedback, I'm going to be like, okay, I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel that touch on the way back or on the way through, okay? Bit sort of tight for my first swing of the day, but that's really it. After a quick wardrobe change, we can see that I've now got it on my wrist. And what this is going to do is help us with that extension through impact area to stop flipping and to be able to compress down on the golf ball and get that shaft lean. Okay, the way most of you are going about it is wrong, and I'm going to link another video that's going to go into more detail about how having the correct release and soft arms and extending straight out is going to give you the natural way to get shaft lean. But for those of you that have a tendency to sort of flip under and guide it a little bit, this device is going to give us the feedback. Okay, but now, if our trail hand tends to sort of push through the ball a little bit here, and you kind of get this sort of little look trying to steer the shot, that looks a bit similar, which probably way too many golfers, like 70% of golfers tend to do this. Or that you might be on the extreme where you're trying to get a little bit too much sort of hands ahead and you steer it this way. So there is a caveat that we have to do when using this device. But it's dead simple. All we're going to try and do is hit shots, okay? We start small, where we're feeling the trail hand touching, okay? We're touching this on the way back, but as we're coming into impact, it's actually maintaining that. So it's maintaining the touch on the back of the hand, and we're releasing, swinging through. It doesn't stay on the whole time, all right? I mean, it can. That's not necessarily the feel we want, but you can keep in contact with it that way, and then you can let the club sort of drop, all right? So I'm going to show you from here. So we're having it just touch the back of the trail hand with that extension as we're coming down into the ball, and you can see now, to keep moving through, I don't want to just have the arms sort of lift up and the body to stall. I want to feel like I'm still turning around my arc and allowing that natural sort of release here, okay? So it's staying in contact. But start small, okay? I always talk about it, start small. Little, even pitch shots, half shots, chip shots. Feel that you're maintaining that wrist angle through the ball. But don't let your arms just shove up. That's it, really. It's a wonderful training device to give you the feedback and the strikes that you want. If you find that you're slicing a lot or cutting shots, it could often be that your club face is just too open, either on the backswing or on the downswing. And what this can help is actually sort of square up that club face just a little bit. And I'm going to talk about it in a future lesson. But our club face and relationship is a bit more in line with our spine. So then we can sort of turn through and maintain that angle and have a square club face that can rotate and release through, okay? So we're releasing through here. It's going to help the slice, it's going to help your contact, it's going to help the ball first. Lots of good things just from this little guy here. Let's try and hit a shot. Just a little swing, okay? Just a little diddy swing. There. A wonderful little compression, a nice little strike, dead. There you have it. You can learn more about these below and actually get a discount saving as well. But yeah, it's a wonderful way to train the right sort of movements and give you the real feedback you need to transfer it to actual shots where you're not clamped down with training aids.